Welcome, everybody. Joe McCall. And today I got a real simple agenda. I want to show you how I use Freedomsoft for my land business. And I'm actually going to do a direct mail campaign. I got a few quick things to share with you real quick before we move on. If you want my custom signature edition of Freedomsoft and you want to do a dollar trial, go to joemccall.com/1FS. I have a custom signature edition of Freedomsoft where I put in all of my customizations, my contracts, my marketing pieces, checklists, custom user-defined fields, automated workflows, websites, all that good stuff at joemccall.com/1FS for a $1 free trial of Freedomsoft. Okay, go check that out. Also, whoa, I got all of these texts. Boom. Okay. I'm going to be showing you how I make offers here in a little bit. And if you want the software that I'm using to make offers, go to simplelandkit.com. And that's it for now. I was going to show you one more thing, but that's it for now. Okay, so let me show you this county that we're in Taney County right now. Scroll down here, we've gotten 41 leads. We sent 775 postcards, 41 leads, about a 5.3% response rate. And so we're averaging about $13 a lead. Normally, maybe $20, $25, $30 a lead. So we're doing really good. And so we've got several of these here that are status right now is follow-up or offer request, pending preliminary research, offer one sent. There we're working with, and 2 of them are really solid potential leads. Okay. Now, again, not to the finish line yet, but they're close. One of the things that we want to do now is we want to go pull a list of vacant landowners in Christian County. All right. So what I want to do is area codes, Missouri. I want to get an area code for that area of Missouri. And I'm thinking, yeah, we'll do 417 area code. So I can get area code or phone numbers in Freedomsoft. So I'm going to do that right now real quick. I'm going to go to add number 417. And let's just do 922-4810. What do you think of that? All right. I'm going to stop sharing my screen for a minute because the phone numbers are $4 a month. I got to put in my credit card info. So every campaign I do has its own unique phone number. That's one of the best things I love about Freedomsoft is that when somebody calls that number, then it goes directly to that campaign. So I know which postcard it came from. All right. So now I'm going to call this number, Christian County, Missouri. And we're going to do a call auto reply. So when somebody calls that number and leaves a message, we're going to say, hey, sorry, I missed your call. What is the reference number on that postcard we sent you? Thanks, Joe. Sorry, Mr. Call. What's the reference number? In fact, I'm going to do it from Jeremy because that's the guy who is sending that. Okay. Thanks, Jeremy. All right. I'm going to record a voicemail here in a second, but I want to see if Jeremy, I'm going to stop my screen share for just a second. I want to see if Jeremy left a voicemail. Hey, thanks for calling. Listen, my name is Joe. And when you decide to sell your vacant land, you're normally faced with 2 options. All right, I'm listening right now to another voicemail. Several vacant lots throughout the Taney County region. Okay, so what I was just listening for was if we have a voicemail set up for the other county, and we do, but I need to record a new one. So I'm gonna go into my course. I'm gonna go to I'm gonna go to marketing, scripts, voicemail. So this is the voicemail that I leave when somebody calls my number. So I'm going to move this out of the way and I'm going to record this voicemail right now so that when they call, This is what they're going to hear. Okay. I'm going to record. Here we go. Let me move my window here. Hey, thanks for calling. Listen, when you decide to sell your vacant land, you're normally faced with two options, either listing it with a real estate agent or selling it on your own. But now you have a third choice. My name is Joe, and my company, we are looking to buy several vacant lots throughout the Christian County region today. So we're professional land buyers, and we buy vacant land for long-term investment purposes. So if you like the idea of selling your property for a fair price without having to put it on the market or dealing with uncertainty of when it will sell, then please leave your name and number at the tone along with the reference ID on that postcard we sent you. We're going to do some research and send you an offer within a few days. Again, please leave your name and number and that reference ID on the postcard, and we will send you an offer right away. Thank you very much. Okay. It's a simple voicemail that just says, hey, I would love to be able to, you have other options, right? You don't have to list your property with an agent. You can just be done with it and sell it, and we'll buy it. So I'm going to make sure that voicemail worked here. Hey, thanks for calling. Listen, when you decide to sell your vacant land, you're normally faced with two options, either listing it with the real estate. Yeah, it sounds good. So I'm going to save changes. Let's go back here to this thing, and I'm going to set it to where it records the inbound and outbound calls. Now, you have to check with your own state and county and the legal issues with that. Can you actually, is that okay or not? I don't know. That's up. You have to figure that out. Okay. So next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to create a new list called Christian County, Missouri. This is for direct mail sellers, workflow automation. Now, workflow automation is my custom signature edition of Freedomsoft, where all of the automated follow-up and things like that are in there. And this is where I don't need my whole team to see this one. I'm just doing it with Jeremy. Matt is my normal business partner, but he just doesn't need to see this one. So it's just Jeremy. So the cool thing is I can choose who on my team sees which campaigns, okay? All right. And I'm going to assign that phone number to that list that I just bought. Now I'm going to go into my inbox and let's go here. And then I'm going to create a new campaign for Christian County. Christian County, Missouri. Campaign, direct mails, targeting sellers. We're going to choose that new phone number we got. I'm going to choose my vacant land workflow, and I'm going to give campaign permissions to my main guy, Jeremy there. Okay. And those are my VAs. So now when anybody calls this number from the postcard, now, if you're watching this, please don't call that number because it messes up with all my stats and everything like that. Then it'll create a new lead in this campaign. All right. Now, the next thing we're going to do is we're going to find a list of vacant landowners in Christian County. And my favorite tool to do this with is Priced. Now, pretty soon, you'll be able to get, right now, you can get, if you're doing houses, you can get your lists of seller and buyer leads right from Freedomsoft, which is awesome. So if I wanted to, I could get Christian County, Missouri. I could do tired landlords. Boom. And I could get a list. It's going to pull it up here of 1,497 tired landlords in Christian County. But those are houses, right? And I don't want houses. But pretty soon, I talked to Rob Swanson, the owner of Freedomsoft, yesterday. And he is going to be adding in land real soon here. He promised me in March. So those of you that know Rob, send him a text right now. Say, hey, Joe is on the YouTubes, and he's telling everybody that you're going to have vacant land lists in Freedomsoft in March. How do you think? What do you think of that? I don't know. I'm excited about that because now I don't have to go to different places to get it. And it's pretty cool. So again, if you want a free trial of Freedomsoft, joemccall.com/1FS. It's a $1 trial of Freedomsoft. Okay. So anyway, we can't do, if we were doing houses, it'd be so cool because I could just click all pages. Well, there's actually 2,478. I could add it to a list, I could select the 100, 200, 1,000 that I want to send, and boom, 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 I could get my list, send my postcards in like 5 minutes. But it is not to be just yet. It is coming soon. But in the meantime, we have Priced, and I liked Priced. Priced is really, really good. And I'm going to show you how I pull lists. We're going to go to Christian County, Missouri. There it is right there. And I typically only like to do larger properties when I'm in the rural areas. When I'm in like infill lots of mainly Florida and places like that, I'll go to like 0.2 acres and up. But in rural areas like this, I want to do 1 acre and bigger. So I'm going to do 1 acre, 1 to 40 acres, and we'll do acre increment. Now, what does that mean? It just means for the pricing, it's going to give me pricing for the acreage in the 1 acre increments, if that makes sense. All right, so I'm scrolling down, this pulling from data tree, and I want people who don't live in that county. I'm going to scroll down some more, and I want people that bought it at least 10 years ago. Now, Missouri is a non-disclosure state, so sometimes that just, depending on the county, that means that you don't know the price that they paid it for, but you can still get the date that it last sold for. But I don't know, so we're going to see here. So I'm going to try this and see how big our list is. These are people that own 1 acre or more, 1 to 40 acres in Christian County, Missouri. They don't live in the county, and they bought it at least 10 years ago. And let's see how many we have. If the number is really small, it means they don't have the last market sale date in their records in that county. Or you only have 842 records. So that's a little concerning to me because like it means, yeah, I don't know. So let's see how many we can get in PropStream, because sometimes PropStream gives you more data. And if you want a 7-day free trial of PropStream, just go to propstreamjoe.com. And do I get commissions when you buy these things? Yes, but I use them all the time. So I'm never Christian County. I'm never recommending something to you that I'm not buying or using or intend to use myself. So there's 4,100 records. Let's go to just look at vacant land in Christian County. All right, so they're only showing me 31 records. So it's again, in some counties, you just don't have good data. It's because for some reason or another, wherever PropStream is getting their data, it's different than where DataTree is getting their data. And DataTree or Priced is I have found to be the best source for vacant land lists. That's who they mainly help. But I'm going to do something else. I want more than just that. I want to go down, and that may be all there is, but let's not exclude people who live in the county. Let's include everybody. And let's do last sale date before 5 years ago. So they've owned it for at least 5 years. That makes sense? They've owned it for more than 5 years. Let's see how many we have now. $3,900. Okay, that's much better. Let's see. I should have only changed just one thing at a time. Let's see if I can, how does that change to if I do 10 years? I had 3,900 before, right? Jesus is just all right with me. Okay, this is interesting. I'm sorting this by data tree records, high to low. And you notice when I said 10 years or more, I still have 3,100. I like that. But I'm not excluding people who live in the county. But I'm only sending this now to people who have vacant land. They may have a house on there that they most likely don't. So this data is never 100% perfect. We're going to move this. Now, the thing I like about price is you can adjust your offer price right here. And I know this is maybe a little small for you guys. I apologize. Just zoom in. But, they give you what they feel like the comps of the property are, and then they tell you what you should offer based on this percentage right here. Normally, I just move it to 35%. So the cool thing about price is when you're downloading your lists, it tells you what they think it might be worth, and it might get you 85% of the way there. And then they tell you basically what you kind of should offer on it. All right. But you can see there's a pretty good distribution up here of the properties: 3 to 4 acres, 5 to 6, 1 to 2, 2 to 3, 4 to 5, et cetera, et cetera. And you see the records here. So this is good. All right, I'm going to download this right now. I'm going to click on this to download all of them. I'm going to do geo pricing, and that just means their algorithm will price the properties based on their algorithm. And I'm going to click continue. I'm going to then click continue. And now it's going to ask me to scrub out certain properties. So I'm going to scrub out church owners, blank owners, BLANK. Government, I always get freaked out when I say that because I'm petrified somebody's going to think I say black owners. It's blank, BLANK. Okay. I'm going to remove blank addresses, and let's I was going to say exclude same zip code as parcel. I'm going to leave that alone. And we're going to click continue. All right, now we're going to remove duplicate owners and revert to sitting pricing. What that means is if one person owns 20 lots, we're not going to send them 20 postcards. We're just going to send them one. All right, now I'm going to check out, but I have to stop my screen share so you don't see my personal credit card. Oh yeah, there's one more thing I can show you though. I'm going to give it a label, Christian County, Missouri. And we're going to give it a reference number. Let's just do CC, Christian County, dash 1750. So that means when somebody on that postcard is going to see CC dash 1750, 1751, 1752, et cetera. All right. So now I'm going to check out, and I'm going to put in my credit card info. This is so much fun. I love putting in my credit card information for 5 times a day. I'm just kidding, by the way, when I say that, because it bothers me. I wish 0728 7764. Boom. All right. Thank you for your order. How was your experience? Good or bad? What should I say, guys? Good or bad? Good. That's going to be emailed to me. Now let's go see. I'm going to go look at my email. I'm going to stop my screen share here. Who knows what's in my inbox? Oh, and it worked. Look how fast that is. Boom, there it is right there. And so I'm going to download my list. And I'm going to go to, I have a folder in Google Drive where I keep all of this stuff. Do 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 da 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 da. Name that song. Do 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 do. Christian County, Missouri. Create. All right, just created a folder called Christian County, Missouri. I'm going to go to my thing here, and I'm going to unzip the file that was just downloaded. And I'm going to rename it. And I'm going to upload it into Google Drive. So basically, you go to Priced, you get your list. It's about 10 cents a record. You download it to your computer, and then you upload it into I like to use Google Drive because there's a few things I need to do with this spreadsheet before I upload it to Freedomsoft. So what we're going to do next is I'm going to just kind of do a few little modifications to the spreadsheet, and then we're going to upload it to Freedomsoft, and then we're going to do a direct mail campaign right before your very eyes. So you like this stuff? I hope you do. Type in the chat. Let me know you guys are getting jiggy with this and you like it. Remember that reference ID right here? This is a reference ID. I'm going to move that all the way. Oops. I'm going to move that column all the way to the beginning. All right. And I'm going to freeze that first column there. Okay. Let's make this a little bigger. Scroll over. There's a few things like right here, this mailing zip code. If we, sometimes you get mailing zip codes that don't have a 0 in front of them because they're from New Hampshire, New Jersey, Vermont, or whatever. So sometimes what I try to do is I want to make this column format. See if I thought there was a way I could make it a zip code. Let's see if this works. Nope. There's an easy way to do this in Excel, but this is Google Sheets. Well, all right. So what I need to do, I'll show you what I kind of do. I do a little formula equals 0 and, all right. And that just kind of adds a 0 there. I'm going to copy that, paste special value. So now it's 0. See what I did there? All right. So now they're to 0. There's a way in Excel, you just highlight the whole column and you can change the format to zip code format. But anyway, I'm going to do something to the GPS coordinates here. So right now I have latitude, longitude. I'm just going to do it with one cell, and I'm going to call it GPS coordinates. Let me just shrink these columns here. Oops. Let me just resize these columns because they're kind of obnoxious. All right, so this will be called GPS coordinates. Now, GPS coordinates just make it, because these are vacant lots, they don't have addresses. So, or sometimes they do, sometimes they don't. So it just is easier to find the property if you have GPS coordinates. And to do that, I do this little formula like that just combines them all. All right. Copy, paste special values. So now I can just highlight that, go to the Google and search, open up maps, and there it is. There's the coordinates of that property right there. Okay. I can zoom out and kind of see where it is and see the Google Street View of the area. All right. That picture was taken in 2007. And the also cool thing is you can kind of go in a little bit and look at 3D and see, is it on a slope or not? Looks pretty flat, you ask me. So sometimes, when you get your data from other sources, you don't get the GPS coordinates. So it's important to get the GPS coordinates of the center of the lot so you can kind of see it like this. There is one other thing I like to do. I'm going to insert a new column, and this is just a Freedomsoft thing. I keep track of what kind of deals are coming in, land or houses or whatever. And so I'm just adding in land as a deal type. That just helps me kind of keep things a little bit more organized in here, okay? And this all looks good. Don't you think? Yes. All right, sometimes I like to exclude the really expensive properties. So if the taxes are like $43 million or $43,000 a year, it's probably something I don't want to mess with. So I'm just going to remove the thousand or more. Now let's do $20,000 or more a year in taxes. Now, you know what? Yeah. Oh, my guy Jeremy likes those properties though. All right, I'm just going to remove the top two. How about that? Just remove the top two. I can hear Jeremy saying, Joe, don't do that. We might find a deal out of them. Okay. All right. All right. All right. So now we have 2,465 records. 2,465. I'm going to, I don't need to save it. I need to download it as a CSV. And now I'm going to go to my Freedomsoft. Remember we created that list, Christian County right here. Oh, by the way, I want to call it a list so I know it's a list. Now I go right here to import, choose that file from my downloads. I'm going to create a new group just called that, the date. Next step. Now I'm going to choose an import template. This is a template where you have, when you're bringing in properties or fields, importing in, you have to match the fields. And that's what I just have done already here before I match kind of the fields and where they go. And I'm just double checking it all here to make sure it looks good. Deal type, reference ID, APN, county assessed value, market price. So that's the price that priced says it's worth. GPS coordinates, legal description, property taxes, offer price. That's the price that price says you should offer. Boom. Boom shakalaka. All right, go to primary contact. I'm going to do one thing here. I'm just going to bring over owner full name here. And then you scroll down. Owner mailing name goes on owner of record, mailing city, streets, his address. All looks good. Land import priced. Okay, I'm going to create a new land import template. I'm going to call it land import from priced -10. And I'm going to click enter. Now it shows me some previews. So see, like this property doesn't have an address. It's just a street. That's why I want the GPS coordinates. All right. Property address, property, city, state, zip, county, land, reference ID. That's what goes on the postcard. APN number, county assessed value, priced value. Acres is 37 acres. Taxes. Wow, 37 acres, and it's got taxes of $38 a year. Anyway, okay, price says I should offer maybe 79 on this one. All right, so now I click complete. And this takes a few minutes, sometimes 5-10 minutes of, it's going to be importing the leads into Freedomsoft. Now, what I'm going to do next is send postcards. And I'm going to show you a postcard I want to send to this one. And again, if you have my custom Joe McCall signature edition of Freedomsoft, you get all my document templates, like all my contracts. You get my email templates for sending land offers, and you get my direct mail templates for sellers, for buyers, all that good stuff. This is let me just show you kind of what some of the things we send. This is a letter that we send a lot. It says, hey, you want to sell your property? Call me, text or call our 24-hour recorded voicemail. Here is a blind offer that we sometimes send. It's just it's a letter with an offer, one page with an actual offer. Here's a postcard that we sometimes send. We'll get about a 1% response rate with this postcard. And the leads are a lot better qualified than this other postcard that I'm going to show you. This postcard that we've been using will get a 3 to 5% response rate. But the thing with this postcard is it doesn't say, hey, we want to buy your property. It just says, hey, we urgently need to speak with you regarding your acre lot and blah, blah, blah. Call me. We recorded a special message for you. Call this number 24/7 and no one will answer. And so it doesn't say anything about why we're sending them this postcard. So their curiosity is through the roof which means we get a lot of hangups and we get a lot of angry messages, but we also pull deals from this. So I like this postcard. It's not for everybody, but I like it because it gets a lot of calls. We get a lot of phone numbers, and we don't mind getting a lot of calls. Now, we also need to create a mail sequence. And a mail sequence is every time you go into a county, you want to send, a certain mail sequence. So I'm going to delete a couple of these old ones here. All right. So we've got, I'm going to copy this one right here. I'm going to duplicate this. And I'm going to call it something. I want to call it Christian County Mo. And then this is the campaign right here. We're going to choose. Now, we want the new phone number we bought on this postcard, right? So we're going to choose the county we just did, Christian County, which changes the phone number. And then the return information is going to go to me, Joe McCall. All right, click save. I could put Jeremy's name on there. Because he's going to be the one talking to them. So let's do that. And we're just going to do it in my other company's name. I have different companies for different businesses, and I'm doing this business with Jeremy in another LLC. But anyway. Okay. Now, one thing I do sometimes is the name on the return would say urgent notice. But I'll just put the name on there. Okay. Update mail sequence. Now, let's go to my lists, Christian County. You see now we've got on there 2,464 records. Let's just look at one of them. Walter Shriver owns this property on Shady Lane. He lives in Ozark, Missouri. And the letter reference ID is this. There's the APN number. See how obnoxious that APN number is? Can you imagine on the phone trying to get the APN number from a seller? That's why we do the letter reference ID. And this property priced says it's worth about $359,000, and we should offer $125,000. But we can just, when the property comes in, we can just copy the GPS coordinates and figure out what's going on here. Why is this property so expensive? How many acres is it? It is 33 acres. Maybe that's why. And it's kind of in a, maybe a nicer area. So it's not as rural. It's kind of a subdivision, maybe. Who knows? But it's a vacant lot somewhere. So it looks good, right? We can start sending some mail to these folks. Let's go back to the list here. Oh, I'm going to do, because I like to change, when I'm sending mail out, I change the status of when that mail was sent. So I'm going to do that in my workflow automation. I have Joe's Vacant Land workflow automation. I'm going to go to the very end here. And I have a status I'm going to call mail sent 21 February 2024. Update workflow. So now when I go back to that list, I'm going to select all. And I want to send, should we just send all 2,464? Or we could send, let's send half. Let's send about half. There's different ways to do this. I'm going to sort everything by reference ID here. And a lot of these properties are 30 plus acres. Look at that. So this list was sorted by acres, kind of. All right, well, not a big deal. I'm going to do this advanced filters here. And I'm going to do letter reference ID contains Let's just do one. How many do we get? 855. Okay. And let's add a new filter. Letter reference ID. Where'd it go? Ah. All right. So we'll have to do this in multiple steps. I don't want to mail all 2,000, but I don't want to have to go through each page and highlight each one. So I'm just going to do something here where we're just going to select 855. I'm going to select all 855. All right. Then I'm going to go to more actions and I'm going to click update status. I'm going to change the status to that new status I just created, mail sent 21 Feb 2024. So that just updated the status of all of those. All right. Now, when I go back to my list here, I see there's two statuses, this status and new. So I can just click on this status and it has all 855 there. If I wanted to do more, check this out. All right, let me go back to all records here. Actually, a list. Okay. I'm going to go to new. So there's 1,609 here, right? I want to do an advanced filter where the letter reference ID contains a 2. Now there's 1,281. Let's do a 3. 1,265. A 9. 670. All right, so that's fine. I'm going to select all 670. And I'm also going to change that status to mail sent. Where'd it go? There it is. Okay, so now when I list, I have 1,283 that are status is that, and 1,181 that are new. I don't want to mail the whole list at a time. I'm just going to select this one. So I'm going to that. All right, I'm going to now select all 1,283 selected. 183, see that? Okay. I'm going to go to more actions. I'm going to go to send direct mail. It's going to ask me what sequence I want. Just created third notice postcard, Christian County, Mo. And I'm going to check the preview. Let's see if the preview works. The other day it wasn't because they had a computer glitch. By the way, while this opens up here, well, there it is. Attention, Leroy. I urgently need to speak with you regarding your 37.13 acre lot near Rogersville in Christian County, Missouri. I'm hoping this card catches you in time. I've tried for hours to call your phone number using the internet, but I was unable to. You know what? It's not, I've been trying to call, it's trying to find. Just a little minor detail. I want to change that because, we've gone through and maybe you've cold called this list or not, Let me think about this here. Is there something else I could say? I just changed the words because I've been thinking about this. It's not actually true that I've been trying for hours to find their phone number on the internet, right? So I just changed it a little bit there. So let's go back to that, the list. And I'm going to choose that sequence and let's see what it looks like. And yeah, never mind. I was going to say something else, but. Oh, dang it. This always happens when I go in there and I mess with it. It kind of messes with the formats. So let me show you how to fix it. Hopefully I can get it fixed. Problem is when I make this text a little bigger, I got to move this down a little bit and move this up a little bit. Problem happens when they touch. Now it's going to one of the problems is that the preview is in my cache, so it's still pulling up the old image. Let's try it like this. Send direct mail. I'm going to try to do a new preview. Now I have to update my sequence. And this is why I like Freedomsoft, because I get to control this, right? I get to control what kind of postcards I'm sending and what they say, and I don't have to rely on somebody else to do it, okay? So I'm going to edit this. I'm going to use that new sec third notice. This all looks good. Save, update mail sequences. Save. Okay, good. Let's go to my list. Christian County. Choose that status. Select all. Send direct mail. Choose that sequence I just created. Let's preview it, huh? Oh, it's the clap that does it. There you go. That looks good. Attention, Danny Talley. I urgently need to speak with you regarding a 37-acre lot near Billings in Christian County, Missouri. So one thing I'm going to do real quick is I'm going to test that number. Call it from my Google Voice.
Hey, thanks for calling. Listen, when you decide to sell your vacant land, you're normally faced with two options, either listing it with a real estate agent or selling it on your own. But now you have a third.
There you go. By the way, please don't call that number because it screws up all of our stats. Okay. I accept Freedomsoft's direct mail terms. I have a bunch of direct mail credits already. Send. Mail sequence started. Hot diggity dog. All right, that's it. So now you just wait until the leads start coming in. When the leads start coming in, so that's in my list right there. When the leads start coming in, they're going to come into the lead inbox, which is loading. And I have a campaign called Christian County right there. And you can see the lead that I just called is right there. And so you can listen to the voicemail, call them back from here. You can call that number back. You can text them. Hey, what's up? And then they can get your texts. They can respond. You can then send them an offer. And you can go here to communications and you can see there's responses. Okay. Whatever. So then, yeah, I'm going to go ahead and delete that lead. It moved it to trash. So those leads, when they come in, will show up in here. Oh, and then you can track your direct mail. If I go up here, I have that campaign right here. 1,283 are pending. Some of them are going to fail. They turn red. So then you're going to track the mail that you're sending in the campaign. So then it tracks all of your KPIs, but key performance indicators. All right. So when you do that, then you'll go into what looks like, let me show you a county here as a good example. So we track your numbers. Like in this campaign, this is some of the markets we were in Florida. We sent out 3,500 postcards, got a 2% response rate. We got 69 leads. 6 of them became contracts. So our cost per lead was $39, but our revenue per lead was $924. That's what I love about Freedomsoft, because you can track all of these numbers and keep them really, really organized. Okay. Not too bad. We had a big deal in there. We made $36,000 on that one deal, and we canceled 2 or 3 of these contracts. So we only did, I think, 3 or 4 deals. But that's the power of Freedomsoft. You can track all of the leads that came in, which ones we've sent offers 3 times to these people, 1 and 2 times to these people, not interested, cold follow-up. We'd sent one person 2 option letter of intent follow-up. This one we're still pending preliminary research. We're going to send them an offer soon. So that's how you can keep track of all these leads, because you get a phone number from Freedomsoft. When they call that number, it goes into this campaign and you can track everything. And then you can actually send them contracts from here. Like, let's look at this one. We created this contract and sent it to them for $7,800, and we sent it in the physical mail to them. It's kind of how we do it. Okay. Again, if you guys want a dollar trial, there it is. If you want a dollar trial to Freedomsoft for 30 days, just try it out for $1. Go to joemccall.com/1FS. joemccall.com/1FS. Or if you just want to sign up for it, go to freedomsoftjoe.com. And you can do it for houses, for vacant land. And if you get my signature edition of it, you get all of my customizations, my workflow automations, my direct mail, my contracts, and all that good stuff. Okay. Anything else, guys? All right, guys. I appreciate y'all. I think we should wrap it up. This has been good. I hope you guys understand the importance of marketing. What I just did is I showed you how to do direct mail in Freedomsoft. You don't have to use Freedomsoft to do your direct mail. I use, there's Rocket Print, there's REI Print Mail. Rocket Print has some really, really good discounts, but when you send mail to them, it goes not first class, it goes bulk rate mail, or standard class, I think it might be called. And that works. It's okay. I'm just impatient and I don't like waiting that long for the records. And so I have found personally in my experience that first class does better. Leads come in faster and it's more reliable in my opinion. But you can save a lot of money if you use Rocket Print Mail. And if you want, they have all my mail at Rocket. You have to go to joemccall.com/rocket. joemccall.com/rocket to get my mail and their special discount pricing. If you don't want to do it in Freedomsoft right now, I recommend Rocket. I'm also working with Alicia, this lady out of a company called Supercharged Offers. And we're putting together a package for my students she's a complete done for you marketing solution. And so she's really amazing. You'll be hearing more information about her coming up soon. All right. I appreciate you guys.